Go.
Welcome to her and welcome to Grandpa.
Hey, we decided to do a video today. Are you going to say hi?
Hi.
He was so much more awake before I turned this video on. Okay, today is Monday. So we were in the hospital last Monday night in the ICU, and then we did an update yesterday that was talking about that. And then also that we had a really hard Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday continued to be a hard day all day long until bedtime, but last night we slept and we only had one seizure overnight, which the night before and yesterday we were having seizures every 2 hours. So that is amazing. His last seizure today was at 4:30 this morning, and it is 10 o'clock right now. Mm-hmm. So we're doing well. And he's excited because we're about to play ball, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So we're still tired because all that time in the hospital, plus the other night with the seizures, he didn't sleep the other night. So while he slept well last night, he hasn't caught up all the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So something I was going to talk about on this video was I had mentioned yesterday about our new course of medicine, and I didn't explain how, as a mom, I felt validated the other day by the doctor. So Josiah has 2 emergency medicines, and I'm only telling all the information because it's important to the story. So he has a medication that stops a seizure if he has a prolonged seizure. And because of the nature of what was happening the other day, I had given him a different medication right before he started the seizure that wasn't stopping, that we took him to the hospital for. And I can only give him so much medication before we go to the hospital. So that's why he didn't get that medicine. So hindsight, if I had waited 10 minutes, I probably would have given the one that stops the longer seizure. The seizure medication that I gave him was a nasal spray, which you just spray up the nose, and we have been told is the same medicine. This is what has been told to me. The same medicine as is used in the other medication. You can't be on the table.
Hang on, go.
You can be here on the bench, but not on the table. Thank you. So they had told me it was the same medicine as the other one, and they had told me that it's a nasal spray, so it acts fast and all of those things. And I have been telling the doctor for years, because they're trying to phase out giving him the medicine that breaks the long seizure. And I've been telling them I would like to have both on hand, because the one that breaks the long seizure actually seems to work for him, where the other medication doesn't seem to break those seizures, even though they're saying they're working the same way. So if you followed us for a while, our last ICU trip, we had just been given our new nasal one, and they told me it was going to work the same. So we had actually given him 2 doses of the nasal spray before going to the ICU the first time back February a couple years ago, because they had told us it was the same. So anyway, I talked to a new doctor at the hospital the other day. He's the epilepsy doctor for the practice that we go to, or one of the epilepsy doctors. And I explained this to him, and I said, I don't know why doctors keep telling me they work the same way, because for Josiah, they don't. And he said the reason is because the nasal spray, even though you feel it should work fast, actually takes up to an hour to peak in his system. So when I'm giving him the spray to try to stop a seizure, it's going to take up to an hour for that seizure to stop, which is too long to be having a seizure. So it was just one of those things as a mom. It can be disheartening to hear a doctor say, this is like what you're seeing as results isn't really what's happening. And you start to feel like maybe you're crazy as a parent, because the doctors are saying it's working this way. There's a ball bouncing in the background. He wants you to stop, Uriah, or go over there. We just can hear you really loud. So it makes you feel validated as a parent for a doctor to say, yes, what you're seeing is actually what's happening. So that's, I don't know. It was just a big point of validation. So now we have 3 medicines. The one we won't be using as often, but we now have a nasal spray that is supposed to work within 17 minutes, and we have the one to break a long seizure. So those are the medicines we have. We will see if they help. We did give medicine yesterday, which did not take away the seizures. He was still having them every 2 hours, but I definitely feel the ones that he had after we gave the medication, he was coming out of quicker and returning to baseline quicker, which is what we want.
But they did seem to help recovery.
Yes, it helped recovery. So we were still having the seizures. The change in seizures last night from going to bed to then only having one last night, we didn't do anything in particular other than he got some sleep, but we didn't do anything to stop them. So for people who, oh, well, maybe you could have just done that sooner. We didn't do anything to stop the seizures. again, it's because he has a complex case. But it was good to hear from the doctor that what we were seeing was the actual truth. And we now have a new medication to help, which did seem to help keep the seizures shorter and not as scary. Like I felt the ones we had yesterday after giving the medication, we could see, okay, he's starting to come out of it better than we could with the other ones. Is that your idea too? Okay. So anything else you want to say to the peoples? So our day today is Naomi is going driving. So if you guys want to pray for her, she's doing very well with that. But of course she wants to do as well as she can because she wants to pass the class. So she's going to be driving today. We have friends coming this week and Naomi has driving class. She has 2 more times of driving and 2 more classes this week. And we're going to be hanging out with Christian friends that we're hoping to have a really good time. Mamas to encourage each other. Dads hopefully to encourage each other. I don't know. I spend more time talking to her, so I don't know what the dads do. And then the kids all just having a good time playing. So
And 3 baptisms.
And some baptisms going on. 3 baptisms. So we will see you guys next time on Herding Little Cows to the Glory of God. Bye.
Bye.